we have to finish a little more portion of our science flower to flower. So teacher is going to complete that lesson today. So in the previous classes we have already seen 3 types of fruits, isn't it? 3 types of fruits. Which are they? Simple fruits, aggregate fruits and multiple fruits. So these are the different types of fruits which are formed from 3 types of flowers, isn't it? So simple fruit is formed from a flower which contains 1 ovary. Aggregate fruit is formed from a flower which contains many ovary. And multiple fruit is formed from many flowers, which is an inflorescence of flowers which turns into fruit, and it has got a common covering. So I hope that is very clear for you. Today I am going to introduce another type of fruit for you. Those fruits are called as false fruits. So what is the meaning of false? As we all know, true or false, isn't it? What is right, we say true. What is wrong, we say false. So what will be the meaning of false fruit? That means it is a wrong fruit. So you must be imagining what teacher is telling, what is a wrong fruit, isn't it? Now, you would have seen this fruit. What is this? It's an apple. So we all like apple, isn't it? We eat the apple. When we eat the apple, usually how do we eat it? We cut it like this, isn't it? And then we eat the fleshy part, isn't it? Now when I cut open, we can see the fruit is like this. Here you can see the seeds. Here you can see the balance of the pedicel, isn't it? Yes. And here what you can you see here? What are these things here? What is this thing here? Yes, here you can see the remains of the androecium and the remains of the gynoecium, isn't it? Yes. So we can see the fruit like this. Which part of this fruit do we eat? We eat this part, isn't it? This fleshy part. We eat this fleshy part. And don't we throw away something? Don't we throw away something? Yes. What do we throw away? The center part we throw away, isn't it? We eat this part and the center portion, that is like this portion we throw away. So looking at this apple, tell me which is the fruit of the apple? Which is the ovary of the apple which has turned into a fruit? So when you look into this, you will always tell me this is the fruit. This is the part of the ovary, this is the fruit, and these are the seeds, isn't it? But that is why apple is called as a false fruit. Because what we eat, we think it's a fruit, is not a fruit. What we eat here and what we think is the fruit of this flower is not a fruit. So we are not eating the fruit. What are we doing? Actually, we are throwing away the fruit of the apple. Okay? So then what is this? What is this portion? There are certain fruits in which the different parts of the flower turn fleshy and it looks like a fruit, and we eat those fleshy parts thinking it's the fruit. So they are called as false fruit. So from where is this part coming? For the apple, what happens? This is the ovary which you can see here. This is the ovary. Here a round portion is there. This is the ovary, and you can see the seeds inside. The ovules have turned into seeds. Here on this here you can see this is the remains of the anther and the stigma and the androecium. Here you can see, and this is the pedicel. So this is the pedicel, isn't it? So here the remaining of the flower is here on top, and this is the pedicel. So what will be this portion? Pedicel is here, stigma, style and all is here, ovary is here. So what can be this portion? Yes, this is the thalamus of the flower. What happens to the apple? The thalamus of this apple grows, covers the ovary, covers the fruit, and it turns fleshy. So here, what we think is the fruit and eat is not actually the fruit, but it is the fleshy thalamus what we eat. And where is the fruit? The fruit is inside here. Just look into this video here. In this video, you can see how the thalamus is forming and covering the ovary and turning into a fleshy part. It is a video of the apple in which you can see the thalamus turns fleshy and covers the ovary and it turns into a fruit. Did you understand? So why is an apple called a false fruit? Because it is not the fruit that we are eating, or it is not the original fruit that we see. This apple is not the original fruit. The center one which we throw away thinking is the fruit is the fruit of the apple. And what is this fleshy portion? It is the thalamus that turns fleshy and looks like a fruit. So it is called as a false fruit. So there are different types of fruits, false fruits around us. That is one we always see. During April and May, most of us have got cashew trees at home, isn't it? Look at the cashew. I don't have a cashew fruit now because it is not time. Look at the cashew. Look at the flower of the cashew. The fruit, forming fruit of the cashew, you can see the pedicel is very thick there and you can see the nut down, isn't it? When the fruit is formed, you can see it is fleshy yellow or red in color. You can see the cashew and down you have the nut. So which is the fruit of the cashew? The down nut is the fruit of the cashew, because if you cut open the nut, you can get the seed. That is the one which grows into a baby plant. Have you seen the nut when you put it in the sand, that comes out as a baby plant. So which is the fruit actually? The nut which you see down is the fruit of the cashew, and the top fleshy portion is the development of the pedicel. So in a cashew fruit, the pedicel becomes fleshy. In a apple fruit, the thalamus becomes fleshy. So apple is a false fruit and cashew is a false fruit. The nut is the actual fruit. And there is one more fruit, pears. Pears which you don't find here, we find in cold places like Ooty. Pears also, it is the thalamus which turns into the fleshy part, and the the fruit is inside in the center, just like the apple. Is it clear? So what is a false fruit? A false fruit, in some plants, parts like pedicel, thalamus develop into fruit-like structures. Such type of fruits are called as false fruit. So now in your textbook, if you look, you have a little activity to complete there. You can see 3 pictures there given, isn't it? Strawberry, chili and areca nut. Look at that and match the following. You can do it in your textbook also. And now we have come to the end of this lesson. So what you have to do is go into your garden, go into your compound, wherever you are going, observe the flowers, observe the type of fruit which is formed there, and write those observations in your science notebook as an extra work. Understood? As a project. So go into your compound, observe the different type of flowers, what type of fruits are found in that, and write down your observation. You can write it as a table or you can write it as a paragraph. So with this we come to the end of the lesson, children. Teacher will be giving the notes of the lesson. Thank you very much.